Hi guys, what's going on? Jacob Kirkbride, SAFC Fan TV, back for another match review. Hope you guys are doing very well. Well, one thing is to say, I'm not doing very well at all. 1-0 defeat to Coventry today, and for me, automatic promotion, it's looking very, very unlikely now, I'm afraid. I mean, this was a game we had to win today. When you looked at the results that went in our favour the other day, and now looking at it, with the table, I think Portsmouth and Coventry have both got 2 games in hand, which are both at home, and they've been excellent at home all season. So it's just looking like we've completely blown the opportunity this weekend. And the game started just so shockingly in the manner we just looked so nervous, and Coventry just came out all guns blazing. Matt Godin with the goal, who's done it so many times this season for them. He's a top striker. I think he'll do very well for them going forward if they are to win promotion. But looking at it, our overall quality, especially in the final third, was really poor in that game. Gooch and Hume on the left-hand side, they had a very poor game today. Denver Hume trying to beat the fullback and get crosses into the box. Lyndon Gooch, in terms of physicality today, he was just out-muscled, which obviously before kick-off there was rumours circulating that he wasn't quite match fit. And obviously, in terms of other injury problems, we had Duncan Watmore was out with a heel injury. He wasn't part of the squad at all today, but it was good to see Joel Lynch back on the bench after concussion. Will Grigg also made an appearance on the subs bench as well. But yeah, breaking it down, I mean, the goal we conceded from Godin, it was just like the build up to it. I mean, Max Power with a shocking attempt to win a second ball, and was it Alimos Turk and Jordan Willis, just a lack of communication, who was meant to close down the shot, and in the end we just gave Godin too much space, who just rifled it into the corner. After that, really, like, it was just half chances we had, really, like no real clear-cut opportunity. I mean, Charlie Wyke out-muscled one of their centre-halves and had a volley just wide of the post. Other than that, not really clear-cut chances. Overall, like, the quality was poor in the game. Quality was poor. I mean, it was a typical League One clash. Overhyped before kick-off, and when the game starts, it's just like quality goes completely out the window. But yeah, the main talking, but obviously with 6 minutes to go, it was a drag back. Max Power finds room on the edge of the box, hits a shot, and it goes so unfortunate. His shot goes in off Luke O'Nien, who's in an offside position, and I was just praying that the goal was given, because we needed, like, a point wouldn't have been a bad result today, considering how well Coventry have been playing recently, but especially with a draw against Fleetwood on Tuesday, it would have been so much better to win. A win today would have taken us into second in the league, and we've just completely blown it. And going forward, I mean, the one saving grace, Michael Bowers, he touched this on his channel, I think 2 out of the remaining 10 games we've got left this season are against teams in the top 7, which I think's Peterborough at home and Rotherham away, last game of the season. I mean, but every game now, to be honest, is really tough, and like we've got to show why, like, we have the quality to get promoted. And like we just looked second best in a lot of departments today. We just didn't really have enough desire to go on and win the game, which is so poor to see. And like, there's been too many times this season where when we're playing teams who are also challenging for promotion, we've just looked second best, and like we've looked nervous, and like quality's just not been there. And like, when you allow someone like Matt Godin, who is one of the highest goal scorers in the league, that much space in the box, he's obviously going to hit the target. And like, you just wonder if Charlie Wyke was in that position, would he do the same? Probably not. And that's another thing, touching on, like, with Phil Parkinson at the minute, he's continuously only making changes in the final 15 minutes of games. And today, it was the 3rd game in a row he'd started with the same starting 11, which he's simply got to change it now. Josh Scowen, for me, needs to come into the midfield. I think it's not the case of I think Power and Dobson as a pair, they do link up together well, but I think teams are like starting to figure out how they like to use their talent and like how they like to keep the ball, and like they're just getting exposed. Like Power, like he came second best in a lot of the physicality in the middle of the park today, just like could not win second balls at all. George Dobson trying to make killer passes to the forward line didn't work. And like Scowen, I just think would just add more energy to the midfield. But like up front as well, this is like Semenyo, I thought had a decent game against Fleetwood when he came on Tuesday. And how many minutes did he get today against Coventry? About 5. Should we potentially see him? Kyle Lafferty, like here's the bit: will he potentially offer more than Charlie White can get? No disrespect to Charlie, didn't have the worst of games today. I think there was definitely a few more players out there on that pitch that like could have potentially done more today. He did win a lot of like physicality battles, but overall a striker's job is to put the ball in the back of the net, and you just feel that Lafferty has the capability to do that more. And should he be starting over White now? And like, is this 3-4-3 system getting exposed too much now? Like we tried it in a big game against Portsmouth at the beginning of February, and like I just had a feeling before that game that Portsmouth knew how we were going to set up, and tactically they like smashed us in every department that day. Despite us starting the game well, like the quality mattered at the other end of the pitch, and they took their chances. And Coventry did that today. And going forward, you know, Gillingham next week. They got beat the other day against Wimbledon. I think it was their first defeat in the league since November. So obviously they're going to have a few players low on confidence after that defeat. But yeah, it's good. We've got a home game next week to bounce back, and then we've got a tricky trip away to Bristol Rovers, which is our game in hand. So yeah, honestly, I think if we're going to stand any chance of getting automatic promotion, we've got to win all of our remaining 10 games. But the way how we're going, and like the way how Parkinson sets up his teams, I just don't see that happening. Like big changes needed, honestly, in the starting 11. Time for changes now.